Good, Kazi. Man, like a mirror. Good, Christ. Flores, what's up? Yeah, he has all-time high. I really wanted to be a part of that main run, but unfortunately, London session had to pump. It's all good. Bank still expand. Yo, what is it to do the FN? The funded next method? What's up, man? What's up, brother? What's up? What's up, JJ? Nestor, what's up, brother? What's good, Christ? Look for shorts after that sweep. It's going up today again. Oh, we'll talk about bias. What's the funded next code? So if you want to use funded next, by the way, every single dollar I make with funded next, I will give back. But if you want to use funded next code, so you have to make an account with this link and then code Gatie. And then currently we have like 20 bucks in commissions. Like I said, every single dollar we make from funded next, we'll do like cash giveaways or we can do like a poker tournament or I don't know, chess tournament. I don't know. We'll figure something fun out. Or we can do accounts. Bias is bullish, but we'll cover the full game plan. Yeah, poker could be fun. Looking for shorts today? I will not be looking for shorts today. Probably not the entire day unless we get a really obvious setup and we can target something like pre-market low, maybe, but probably not. I really don't see a scenario where, I mean, there's a chance ES takes all-time highs and then absolutely dumps, but I don't really see that happening. I mean, just if we use our brain a little bit, like ES reaches the highest point it's ever been, ever, like the most bullishness that you can be. Why would you expect a full reversal after that? Like, it doesn't make sense, you know? We journaled yesterday, right? We journaled our trade yesterday. Yes, we did. Today is August 28th. Oh, God. What do you mean, what do you do when you aren't trading? Reading, backtesting, talking to the Discord, spending time with my girl, playing games, or going out, getting a mental reset. I'm Iraqi. I hear two Gaddies. I don't know. Do you have my stream open twice? I think it's just him. Are you religious? Yeah. You had a job before trading full time? Yes, sir. I just saved up money. I am Muslim, yeah. I see trading view settings on your YouTube. No, the candles move. This is a 15-minute chart, so that's why it looks not smooth. When did you stop going to school? When I graduated my degree. Say wallah, you're Muslim? Why would I have to say wallah? I'm Arab. Looking at PA taking out data work to take her to get told. Sure, it's not a bad plan. Gaddy's my last name. I prefer last name basis. Feels more professional. It's good, Danny. You speak Arabic? A little bit, yeah. Is trading halal? I think so. I got my degree 4 years ago and never used it. Yeah, same. If when I'm going for buy and queue for sell, would you consider this sell for short-term manipulation? If NQ is bullish, I wouldn't view it like that. Get one bias on NQ and then I would stick with that. If they're looking like they're gonna do something different, then your best bet would be just to wait. Honestly, what I'm hoping for today is YM. I mean, sorry, for NQ to get a really large expansion. So like maybe there's a chance that like see how far NQ is from all-time high? Like there's a chance that NQ just tries to catch up with the others. So we're gonna have to get a little bit large expansion set up. Alpha Capital Group? I'm not sure about that one. I don't think so. But I've never used their Forex. I want longs today. All-time high in the scopes means long. There are a lot of Muslim IPT traders, to be honest. People are too focused on daily buys. Stop predicting, rather react. I disagree. We're pretty early, huh? Yeah, we'll cover the game plan in 5 minutes. You need to pay activation fee on Alpha Futures, not with the zero account. So if you're looking for a cheaper account, get the zero. Appreciate you, Zalarius. Appreciate you, man. Any ICT traders in here? Probably almost everyone. Can I ask you another question? Of course. Euro USD, sure. Oh, that's tough. So when you see this on the daily chart, yeah, just leave the daily chart. Focus for really obvious objectives intraday. So for example, order flows bullish. This low is probably safe. Aim for this high. If we get the 15-minute CISD, then you can aim for this low or 2-day open. Very simple game plan. That's what I would do. But aim for this high unless we shift bearish, in which case aim for this low. And you have to just use this price action. You zoom out, you don't really know where we're gonna go. It's like impossible to say. It's just been going sideways. There's nothing clear. Maybe previous week high, maybe back down to the low. I don't know. There's no way to know on the daily chart. Draw for today is 1 previous day's high and 2 ES and YM all-time highs. The blue box, it's an annoying blue box, huh? Go to symbol, electronic trading hours background, turn that off. How much should I risk on my first eval? I think 500 is a good amount. But you got to be selective with your trades. Taking partial does not affect the consistency score, no. All that matters is your final end of day profit and your total profit. You only use regular trading hours? I only trade in regular trading hours, but I look at the data from before. Asia, London. You know, yeah, of course I use previous session highs in those. I think you guys misunderstood. When you go to setting, symbol, electronic trading hours background, that just removes this blue box. I still use the data. I don't want this blue box highlighting the data because it's super distracting. What is short-term buys per session? Bullish. I'll be bullish, but I'll talk about the game plan in a bit. Consistency rule is very simple. When you go to request a payout, your total profits, whatever that number is, whatever your total profit is when you go to request a payout, take 40% of that number. That's the number that you can't make more than that number in one single day. That's it. That's all that is. Why are you bullish? All-time high on the scopes. Funded next is there's no rule on evaluation. This red box is London session, blue box is Asia session. Can you repeat? For now, no, I don't think London low will be taken. But if something changes, then that can change. But right now, no. So you can full port one trade and pass. Yes, there might be a daily loss limit, but you can risk 1250 to make 1500 if you want. Easiest way to do it. Or you can risk 600 for 2R, whatever. Yeah, I'm bullish. Toxic. Is risking 133 for TP 500 good? That's amazing, bro. Why not bearish after buy side sweeps? Let's get one thing clear. You don't know that this is gonna sweep buy side. This could be a run on buy side. This could be a large run on buy side. So just because we took out a high doesn't necessarily always mean it's a sweep. Because a sweep entails that we're bearish. But you have to ask first, are you even bearish? You can't just be bearish because we took out buy side. It's not a good reason to be bearish in my opinion. I don't want London high to be taken yet either. At least previously high maybe can stay open. Love you, Toxic. I don't think I can do subtitles on streams. After previous day's high, I have 2 levels marked out. But if we're gonna expand above previous day's high, it's gonna look like this. It's just gonna go. Because that means it's probably gonna draw to all-time highs. Can you do a video on S&P divergence? I already have a video on S&P divergence. It's one of my first videos, and it's still very, very good. I would watch that video. Yeah, that would be nice. Simple long from the 15, target equal highs plus previous day's high. Nice, simple idea. But I don't think it'll happen, to be honest. An apple a day keeps the market makers away. I was just too lazy to make a sandwich. All right, we lock in. You wasted your $10 because he does not even read YouTube comments. Sure. All right, let's lock in. First things first. You guys already know what I'm gonna say. Today is the last day to enter this giveaway. Once midnight hits, I'm not adding a single person to this giveaway. So tomorrow after trading, we're gonna announce who wins this setup on stream. And we're gonna announce who wins two 50K accounts. Or like two different people win one 50K account. So 3 winners in total. And yeah, I have used iProf. I 100% remember doing that one. And that's it. That's the main thing I want to say. The next thing I want to say, no, that's it actually. Okay, game plan. First things first, I'm bullish. The reason I'm bullish is so simple. For starters, we've been bullish since Tuesday. I don't think Tuesday's low will be taken. I don't even think Monday's. Is this Monday? This Monday. Tuesday's low, weekly power of 3, states. If you trade using the power of 3, states that Tuesday's low is not probable to be taken. So if we're gonna counter trend the weekly candle, there's not that much room that we can really go lower. So the weekly power of 3 says that. Order flow is also bullish. Why is order flow bullish? Because we inverted this and then respected this. So we disrespected premium and we respected discount. So order flow is bullish. Weekly power of 3 says higher. Daily chart has a very strong draw on liquidity, which is all-time high on ES. All-time high on ES is currently 7 points away. So that's pretty close, but it's 7 points away. The same goes for the YM chart, which is what is that? 100 points away, which is not that much on the YM, by the way. So when all-time high is in the crosshairs, when you can see it, like I said, when you go on the 1 minute chart, if you can see it right there, that's your high probability draw on liquidity. Now, this is everything aligning. 15-minute chart. What's happened? Okay, midnight open. We went lower. We closed above. We expanded. We retraced. We expanded. At this point in time, I do not expect London low to be taken because smart money has already went in below true day opening price. And they got their discount. So we expect continuation towards the objective. The only scenario where I would be bearish is if we genuinely, like, aggressively dump and we get a very obvious narrative that we're going to take London lows or pre-market low. Even then, I really don't want to go shorts. I'd rather just sit all day and wait for a high probability long setup because all-time high is in the scopes. I feel like every short setup has a good chance of fizzling out. So I don't want to go short really today at all. So realistically, we're going to just sit here. We're going to wait for a high probability long. And that's it. Draws are London high, previous day's high, all-time high. And that's it. Simple game plan. We're just going to sit and wait for a high probability long. One might form right here. It's possible. Some people are saying 8:30 news candle. I don't know. You can use that if you want. I like the new week opening gap right here. So something that could be really nice is, yeah, I guess this 15-minute fair value gap, nice and obvious. Yeah, that's it. That's the game plan. Obviously, when ES takes all-time high, we'll have an SMT. In that case, I'll say it right now. If ES takes all-time highs, 2 scenarios. ES goes sideways, NQ keeps pumping, or they both start to fall lower. Those are the 2 scenarios. Or they both keep pumping, but I don't expect that. I think that's really helpful. Thank you. No worries. Appreciate you, bro. Take short, trust, market dips instantly. I'm not going to short. What's ES? ES is the S&P 500. It's correlated to NASDAQ, so I always look at both. What was the funky candle? That was Nvidia earnings yesterday. FOMC will affect the market this month. There is no FOMC. It's just someone speaking. Like that's a lot different than what's up, Glitz? That's a lot different than actual FOMC. No, YM definitely counts. It's just YM typically is YM is typically a lot of the time uncorrelated. It's correlated, but a lot of the time it's like really like, how can I say this? A lot of the time they're out of sync. So yeah, it's what I expected, to be honest. There's London highs. It's gonna go straight, man. It's gonna go straight. They know where they're sending this. So greedy, man. They can't even give us a chance. Like, they knew this shit was gonna happen, bro. So greedy, man. These market makers. So greedy. Couldn't leave a single footprint for us. At least not one that we could catch. They're greedy, man. They're greedy. I'm starting to think. I wonder if ES could make it to all-time highs. I really do wonder if E and Q can make it to all-time highs. The good news is stocks should be pumping, right? Okay, yeah, to some extent. Oh, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I sniped a stock entry the other day. I sniped a stock entry. I literally bought the perfect weekly low, and that shit pumped and pumped. Like, I don't know if I can show you guys this. I genuinely think in the Discord or private, I might start giving stock signals, bro. We're almost at my 10% target, man. This is amazing, man. I actually love stocks. I love trading stocks. So fun. Palantir's up slightly. CLS, Robinhood, AMD's up. I kind of missed my AMD entry, but it is what it is. Is Amazon viable? Amazon's kind of viable, to be honest. Anyways, this might be your first presentation. Let's stay locked in here. Yes, I mean, I would have viewed this as, I don't know. Who cares? It's a fair value gap. We'll just use it as that. Listen, there's a chance, a pretty high probability chance, I would say, that this low will not be taken. And it's one-sided from here. It's truly, truly possible. Truly possible. I just realized I don't have any of my accounts open. Let's lock in here. Open up the accounts. Minimize chat. So for those of you who don't know, when I'm trading, chat's minimized. I'll occasionally open the YouTube chat because I know YouTube's not gonna be spamming and trolling and shit. But just know the chat is minimized. If we get a protraction model from here, meaning we get something like this, I'll take that. But I personally don't think that's gonna happen. But if it does, then I'm ready. I am ready for that if it wants to give it to me. And then we just target ES all-time highs. In the meantime, we just kind of have to wait and stay patient. Don't get FOMO. ES about to hit all-time highs. Yeah, I mean, this was very predictable. We one-ticked that 15-minute fair value gap. I guess, man. If you were fast, you just might have been able to soup those lows, I guess. You just might have been able to. But that's a tough one to catch. That's a tough one to catch. So again, I want to see something like this. Search. Okay, when we're getting a retracement, that's good. Okay, we're getting a retracement. See how strong this is. ES trading at 9:30 open. Interesting. Login info be saved. Two. See, the issue is here. If we form the order block, then I have to buy high of day, and I really don't like that. I really don't want to buy high of day. I mean, the inversion could be a little bit nicer, possible. I prefer we get an SMT at 9:30 low or something. Because then at least I've got to sign into my account here. 1 second. We're playing under the assumption that this low is likely to be safe, given the narrative and everything. All right. Is it not working, though? Okay, well, we may get the inversion here. It's a tough one to buy, but you really could expand straight to the highs. I think it might be worth the risk. 43-point stop. Wow. That would be a 2 micro trade. Maybe even 1. We'll see what happens. I prefer we go a little bit lower though, if I'm being honest. Since that fizzled out, I prefer we go a little bit lower. Maybe even take out this low. Is that a 5-minute in there? Yeah, I see like the 5-minute, for example. ES takes out this low, 9:30 low, and then maybe I don't think I'll buy this inversion if I'm being honest. I don't think I'll buy that inversion. I just don't have enough conviction. So hopefully it doesn't inverse. Okay, we're all set up now. You could buy this inversion. I'm not going to be buying this inversion. I'm just not too convinced. I feel like ES might want to take out this low first. If anything, you can make an argument that if we get a bearish order block here, we can short that to ES low. Well, you'd have to break even quite early on that trade. Let's just wait. It might inverse and it might pump. If it does, that is what it is. You stay patient. It's gonna be around probably 3 micros here, 2 micros here. Like if we haven't taken out previous day's high, then okay, it makes more sense. But we're kind of aiming. The next level we're aiming for is kind of a stretch. Not really, but kind of. Like I said, if we get an order block here, that's actually a pretty strong short. Target this low. Or like target that low on ES, for example, 1-to-1. 1 to 1.7. I wouldn't take it because the low is too close, but someone could. We really one-ticked all-time highs. We one-ticked all-time highs? That's crazy, bro. I wonder if any yes think smart money got edged, bro. I don't know. I do not trust it. There's one tick equal highs on all-time highs on the S&P 500. There's no way. YM be on the same tick. Oh wow. That's crazy. I like the 5-minute gap. If we can take that, get a long from here, that would be a pretty nice setup, I'd have to say so. So right now, the only setup I see myself taking is something like this. I'm not gonna buy high of day and hope for higher. Good Cairo. Yeah, I would use this as first presentation. I'm not gonna annotate it, but I would use it. There's the inversion. Well, maybe. No, not yet. Yeah, I can make it a little bit smaller. We're in deep, 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 deep premium. You could argue we're in the most premium we've ever been on the S&P 500. Behind you. I'm hoping it doesn't just start to pump after this consolidation, and I'm hoping it can do something like this, because that'll be way easier to take along. See if we can get that low. Looks like we will get it. That would be nice. Get that low going into 945. Going into the macro. That'd be really nice. Hold on. So what we want to see right now to get a high probability long, because that was our game plan. Best case scenario, S&P 500 takes out this low. NQ takes out this low. We get an S&T that looks like this. And then we get protraction model confirmation, which would be the OB or an inversion, something of that sort. Okay, looks like we're going to get it, at least the first two steps. There it is. So now we swept this low. Hopefully we don't go all the way down. And we don't take out this, but we might. In which case we just look for a reversal model then. The SMT is there. Now, best case scenario, we get a fair value gap here that inverses, although I don't think that's going to happen. It's already taken it out. So we just wait. "15-second inversion has formed." I'll probably wait. Like if we close above 701, like if we close above 701, like if we close above here, 674, that would be a 15-second inversion from here to here. And I would take the 15-second. Right, going into the macro as well. Might make a lower low. ES about to trade into 830 and so over here. True day open, 830 open. So that's a short-term discount offered. If we get the closure above here, what's the stop looking like? 45-point stop, and that's $90 a micro. We're genuinely gonna have to take one micro on this account, and then yeah, I'll have to take two on this one. It is what it is. So whoever is trading today, make sure you're calculating your risk per micro because the candles are larger. So if you took a trade like this, say you just took something like this, nothing crazy, the 45-point stop loss. That means $90 a micro. So be cautious. I don't think I would take this 15-second inversion anymore. I mean, it's not the cleanest. I mean, the idea is we respect that 5-minute though, so we'll see. We may get a nice order block here if we soup out this low actually. If this candle can just keep, if we get one more candle that goes down, that would be nice. Yes. Then we just get a clean OB. Then we can just take that. Probably use that anyways. Gotta be patient. Trade through the low there. 76655 or 66475. Now we could potentially get a really nice order block. And that would be honestly a pretty good trade. Like this trade would be, and that's a 30-point stop, 60. We could even take 2 micros. If we get the fill at the high and the stop at the low, 33. I mean, we can get around with 2 micros. It can't go much lower though. We don't need to go any lower. Any lower, then we probably take this low, and then we have to wait for a CISD. It's a different trade idea. All right, looks like we're going. Taking out pre-market lows, we now entered that 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Our SMT is now here, 7:15 to 9:45. The only issue is, for me to go long, we'd have to wait for a reversal model, which is all the way up here. So we're simply going to have to be even more patient than we were before. So our best bet to take a trade would be probably a protraction model. If we can get a protraction model, which means we get something like this. We take that second leg, similar to the trade we took yesterday. Hopefully we respect this imbalance here. Say this one, for example. Doesn't look like we will. We'll probably take out this low inside new week opening gap. Still bullish. That's a crazy wick, though. I'm not gonna lie. You could definitely make an argument for shorts, but I don't trust those equal highs left. Taking out pre-market low there. Inside new week opening gap, below opening price. We've now entered a discount. Only issue is to actually find a setup. I mean, there's a 30-second CISD at 629. That's, or sorry, 15-second. No, it's also there at 628. That's too risky though, like way too risky. I would never take that. I just wait for a protraction model here. Just wait for a protraction. I'll keep org low annotated because if we can get back above that, it's a pretty good confluence. Are you really gonna edge the all-time high like that? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I'm still bullish. Stay patient. We have to wait for a protraction model. So we're gonna have to definitely be a little patient here. I'm still bullish. That has not changed. We're now in a discount. And that's it. Simple stuff. ES took London lows, so we get that SMT. That's nice to see. No, it's not a hard task to get back above this high, in my opinion. If you're really bullish, you trade turtle soup, you can just click buy right now. I always enter NQ. So ideally, the best thing that can happen, we put in a bullish fair value gap right now. If we can put in a bullish fair value gap, that would be nice. Or it actually might set up a reversal model here. If we get a lower low, that's a tough one to be honest, that's a tough one to short though. I don't know if I want to take a reversal model long after seeing that obvious, very obvious bearish order flow. So we might just wait, even though if we get the reversal model, I'd rather wait. Like this could be a CISD, but that's a tough one to take. I'm gonna be honest. That's a tough one to take. Midnight opening hit. Discount 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Any lower than this, it's a tough one. I'm gonna be honest. It's a tough one. The good news is, even if we were bearish, absolutely no setup in here that I would take. I mean, yeah, right. No, I mean, besides maybe 934 CISD, but that's it. I don't think I would ever take that after seeing this. An all-time high on ES. So yeah, we didn't really miss much. I mean, you can never assume you missed anything. Would I take this CISD? I might actually take this CISD if it forms. I mean, it's all there. London low swept, SMT London low, 15-minute bullish fair value gap. What more do I need? Inside the macro, 10 AM range expansion, new week opening gap, playing around that. So we get the CISD. I think it's worth the risk to take this trade. We may have the wrong draw. 49 point stop? Damn. Greedy, man. They greedy. I'm gonna take one micro maybe. We only need 107 points. So the high there. I don't want to see that low get taken. That's it. We got midnight, New York open, new week opening gap, 15-minute bullish fair value gap, SMT at London low swept. That's it. Inside the macro going into 10 AM range expansion. That's it. That's everything I need for a high probability setup. Now we just need to see, is there confirmation? Or are we simply wrong? This next candle should go higher if it's going to be high probability. We really should not make a lower low. Imagine taking a trade like this. $14-point stop. Not bad. Do not want to see this low get taken. Yes. I don't mind if 10 AM does like just into new week opening gap and then breaker. I don't even need to see anything below 10 a.m. to be honest. Standards due diligence lower. Standards due diligence. Okay, there we get a new week opening gap high. See if it pivots. Immediate rebalance. Close above. We're in. It's gonna be a 1 micro trade. And then on these accounts, so what's it? $100 a micro, it's gonna be 2 micro trade. Man, it's crazy. But it is what it is. It's not forming a high probability, but all the higher time frame confluences are there. Put that in there. Throw that in there as well. Some labels for clarity purposes. The best thing that'll form here is the breaker, to be honest. The CISD is weak. But the breaker is clean. Low, high, lower, low, higher, high. It's going to be a tough trade because we're going to have to short against, you know, all this bearish order flow. But that's a part of it. I mean, I wanted a discount long. I don't like the way it's forming, but if we can get it on this candle, then at least maybe we get a decent fill. Yes, closed above. Let's see if we make the higher high. So I'm watching that blue box if we get to the top of it or not. We could be wrong. Right, we obviously could be wrong. That's why we have a stop loss. We do get the higher high there. It's so weak. Like it formed, it couldn't have formed more weak. You know what I mean? It couldn't have formed more weak than it did. Okay, no fair value gap, no inversion. Took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to take over one 956 candle. 5 minutes. It's weak. Super weak. It's hard to trust. But it did form. I guess we'll just see. We can always wait for a protraction model to form. 120. Trading to 5-minute bearish. Like if we get a protraction model, it'll be way easier to trust. But this is a tough thing to ask. It's a tough thing to ask. Oh, thank goodness. If we close above this now, that would be a lot easier to trust. For example, small 2-minute fair value gap there. If we respect that and then close above, okay, we're in respect. We're not respecting that. Tell you that much. Maybe. I'm just saying that would be a lot easier to trust. This OB than whatever the hell just took 7 minutes to form. I would take that. 2-minute fair value gap. 1 minute OB. New week opening gap retest below 10 a.m. one more time. Closure above 10 a.m. again. Pretty solid trade. What's the risk on that trade? 35 points. We could squeeze 2 micros. I'd probably still just do one. We'll probably still just do one, and then just try to add one in later if we can. Remember, this account's a funded next account, so we don't really need that much. All right, I'm watching this candle print. Watching this candle print. All right, let's get in here. I clicked to buy. Why didn't it go through? Okay. So pretty simple trade idea. 2-minute bullish fair value gap, 1 minute order block. Obviously, we've been bullish the entire day. And we're trying to see expansion to the upside, obviously. 598 is the stop loss. Put it at that low. Make sure the stop loss is accurate here. 598. Pretty good reaction to start. But we'll see. Never get excited, ever. We got an inversion here. That's a really good sign. Immediate inversion. Obviously, we have another imbalance right here. So we'll see if we can get through that as well. It's pretty much just one imbalance. So we'll see. Nothing's confirmed yet. But good reaction to begin with. Ideally, we respect this inversion. If you really want, you could, I don't know if you guys got the same fill as me, but could potentially just break even right there. Only 1 micro on this account, but that's okay. Because if we get the buy side here, that's all we need for the day anyways. So working inside that inversion right now. I like to see that fair value gap. Now, ideally, this stays open. So this, ideally, stays open. This fair value gap right here. Ideally stays open. Ideally, open. Should be a breakaway gap. I'm going to bring the stop to 602 to cover that low. So just reducing by 4 points. And we actually may reduce it some more. Strong expansion to start. Now I want to see an immediate rebalance here. So it means we touch this high and then go higher. Do not overlap. I'm going to zoom out time frames here. 10 minute, 5 minute. So we're inside the premium 5 minute bearish fair value gap now. So if we're wrong, it'll be around this price level where we'll find out. It'll be around that price level where we'll find out. I might be quick to break even here, but I think we might do it. Because if we get hit break even, and then it goes in our favor, a protraction model will form. So I think we are going to bring the stop here to break even. Let me zoom out and just see if I'm missing anything that's key. I mean the 3-minute low here, for example. So yeah, I mean, let's bring the stop to 626. I'm gonna bring the stop to 626. Not fully break even, but around 10-point stop. I'm risking 20 bucks, not a big deal. And the reason I'm doing that is it covers the low of the inversion, covers this fair value gap that ideally should stay open. And then worst case scenario, even if we touch the high of that order block one more time, ideally it doesn't wick through lower than it already has at 626. So we shall see. We just traded into a 2-minute bullish fair value gap. So ideally, if we close above here, you already know that would be a order block. Another good thing about my stop loss here is, let's say hypothetically price comes down, wicks, and then comes back up. Well, I just re-enter and put the stop there. So it's not the worst case to get hit break even. Hopefully we just see this. It should be quick if it's going to go higher. It really shouldn't waste any time, because either we're going to get through this or we're going to set up a trade idea lower. We should be speeding up to these highs. This is your engineered buy side. At -2 standard deviations of the 930 PO3 manipulation. It's a good target. It's definitely a good target. I'm happy with this risk though. We're risking, right? Not even, what were we risking originally? 37 points. We're now risking 9. So we reduce our risk pretty significantly. I like to see that. I always say trades that allow you to reduce risk are great trades. I won't trail my stop here, but ideally we get this order block. Because it's not the cleanest OB. 2-minute fair value gap, close above. I'd rather just let it sit at break even. And I think that's what we'll do actually. We're going to put the stop at the low of the inversion. 634. And we just let this one go. We also have to keep in mind we can't take any partials because we're only in one singular contract. So $634 is the low of the inversion. We can't take a partial any premium or risk. We only have one contract, so we set this at break even, and we hope that the probabilities are in our favor today. That's all we can do. And if we get stop break even, we can, maybe get a re-entry if something nice forms. Look, are we forming a 5-minute? Yeah. My stop would be the bottom of the 5-minute as well. 64 is a good stop, yeah. 64 is a good stop. So we're forming that 5-minute fair value gap. It should realistically not trade into it, because it's a balanced price range from here to here. But we'll see. We may get wicked out, and that's okay. I accept this. I accept getting wicked out today if it happens. Alternatively, if you have multiple contracts, what you can do is partial, leave your stop here, and let the rest go. I don't have that option because this is a 25K account. I don't really want to see it trade lower right now because this is the new 5-minute candle. We're likely to trade into that 5-minute now. See that 5-minute right there? 647. I mean, this 647 is the 5-minute, and then our stop's at 634. So there's still 13 points between the 5-minute and our stop. Stops at 634. Let's give it one more tick. 63375. So just working inside that inversion still. I still think it's going to make a lower low, but we'll see. Coming strong. But just consolidating in premium, I think this is going to give us that retrace into the 5-minute. Whether it stops us or not, it's hard to say. Whether we're even right about this trade idea is hard to say. We can't take a partial, so we'll see. I do think we get the 5-minute here. The good news is we actually might get a pretty nice setup. Say price comes down, trades here, and then we get an order block or inversion. I'll just take that trade, put the stop there. We might even get to take 2 micros on a trade like that, so the stop would be way less. Okay, there we get the tap. Hopefully we don't go much lower than that. Still in for now. Tight. It's real tight. But we're still in for now. So this would be a nice order block if it forms. Exactly what I was hoping for. Trades right to the bottom. Look at that. Trades right to the bottom of that inversion. -1 tick. I lied. -2 ticks. Yeah. Anyways, it still could stop us out. We don't know. But the idea is if we get a bullish order block here, then it's pretty confirming that I can take the buy side. And if we don't, well, we probably have the wrong trade anyways. So hopefully this next candle moves higher. Then we should be pretty solid for a 1 standard deviation move. It would just be so beautiful if we could get that, like, 2 ticks away from our stop. Or 3 ticks away from our stop. And then just get the OB. We might even be able to add a contract. Although I don't need to do that on this account. Doesn't look like it right now, but it's possible still. Looks like we might break even. Candle of hopes and dreams. That's all we have left is a candle of hopes and dreams. We inverse the 1 minute fair value gap. We're still inside the 5 minute, but we closed the bearish inside of it. So not a good sign. We left this little bottom, no wick. You see it really working the bottom portion of that PD array. It's not a good sign. We can reclaim this fair value gap. I mean, that would be nice. But I think it might wick here and stop us out. Good trade though. Good trade. Yeah. There's the wick slightly. Where's Drake at, man? Where's Drake? Somebody call Drake, bro. Somebody call Drake. Tell him to get in here. Tell him to get in here and buy this shit. Precision techniques. This would be absolutely wonderful. I like what I'm seeing so far, but never get excited. Ever. Simply look for the same things you were looking for. If we get the OB, that would be nice. If we can close above that fair value gap, nice. We close back above. We've done a lot of work down here. Hopefully we can start exploring the buy side. A lot of work down there. Yeah, never get excited, ever. You get excited, it means you're gonna get sad when if it comes back, it stops you. There's a lot of adventure when you put the stop at break even and just start waiting. We're literally just hoping at this point. There's genuinely nothing we can do. And time frame, see if we're in key confluences. There's a pretty nice 2-minute OB that would form there. Yeah, I mean, we got to close above it, all it is. Obviously, we talked about the 5-minute fair value gap. So far, respecting it. I don't like that this candle has no, like, there's 2 candles here with no bottoms. This looks weird, you know? Looks really weird. Like, is it just me? Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it just looks like it's going to trade back here, you know? There's these 2 flat body candles. There it is. I think we probably get the boot here. It might wick. The fair value gap's still holding for now. If this makes a higher high, then I don't even know what to say. Too much. It did inverse. It was fun while it lasted. Maybe if we just keep saying like negative things, reverse psychology. Like I want this to stop me out right now. Yeah. Just stop me. Just come and get me. I mean, it was a good trade. It's going to be hard to look for a high probability re-entry. Spending a lot of time in this inversion, man. Too much time. Too much time for my liking. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, at this point in time, it would have probably should have, you know, in probability speaking, taken the buy side already or stopped me out. The fact that it's doing this is quite strange. It makes the narrative quite unclear. Because, like, put ourselves on the bearish side. Would I ever short anything here? Like, maybe? There's a little SMT right here. I don't think it'll hold. Hmm. I think we're gonna be out here, boys. It was a roller coaster. All roller coasters come to an end. And it's done. It's done. Well, we may actually get a re-entry right away here. 5-minute bullish trade value gap, swept the low SMT. Yeah, we might actually. Let's see if it forms. 6, 5. Well, it would have to form right now. Like, it can't go any lower because it has to respect, right? If it doesn't respect the 5-minute, then it's not there. Now there's no SMT. Hey, looks like a good thing we were break even because it would have hit 626. Let's see if it would have hit 601. It has to respect the 5-minute for me to take a re-entry. Lame. 26, 250. I mean, at least we could take 2 on that one. If it forms. You can't really make me re-enter 2 minutes after getting stopped out. The probabilities speak wonders. We shall see. Yeah, we might re-enter here. I'm going to be completely honest. 5-minute bullish for value gap, 1-minute sweep, 1-minute order block. Assuming it forms. Obviously, it hasn't formed yet. And that's kind of what we were thinking when we got to break even. That if we did get break even, but we were still right, it would form a protraction model right where my stop is. So this scenario happens quite often, where I get break even and then the model forms again and I take it again. It kind of makes it like a risk-free trade. Because if the model is going to form again, it's a pretty good sign. But this is starting to look real sloppy, if I'm being honest. Like, there's no fair value gaps in the last 21 minutes. We need some of this price action over here. There's like a big gap right here. We're going to fill this up. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't look like the second pick retraction model will form. So we'll wait. We'll wait. Stay tight. 1050 macro, potentially 1030 power 3 range expansion. Good trade management. That was a good trade. We sniped that entry, and I think we were right to we were definitely right to break even there. I mean, our stop here that was trailed for 10 points or 9 points got hit. I don't know if the original stop would have been hit, but either way, this obviously is not a clean. It's not like we're missing anything. Like order flow is so clean. That's kind of just been sideways. In fact, we didn't really do much. In fact, ES might even make a lower low at 957. So, it's fine. Stay patient. YM looks great. Yeah, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Why they acting like they took all-time highs? Like you guys didn't finish the job. They're acting like they took all-time highs and now the market's moving sideways. The job's not finished. The job's not finished. You guys left equal highs. They got to go clean that up, man. Sloppy. Just leaving equal highs out here. Yo, CLG, man. CLS, bro. Could have been such a fun expansion. Like could have been so fun. Now it's lame. But we got wait for the macro. Do we respect the 5 minute? No, we inverse the 5 minute. So we can't really take a trade off that anymore. So we'll just stay patient, wait it out. See what chat's saying for a bit. Did any of you guys trade? Did you guys copy that trade? Anyone take anything yet? What chat should you go to? I like YouTube chat more, but it's just me. Same exact trade I did. I closed at those equal highs. You got a closure here, you mean? I mean, yo, the feedback was really good on that trade. I mean, we immediately inversed this whole price range. So kind of unfortunate. We got all the positive feedback, then it fizzled out. How do you work out levels on ES to put them on NQ? I don't. I just look at the levels on ES and understand that NQ could respond to them as well. How do you work? Yeah, I cut it in profit when it stalled. Nice. Did you learn trading? ICT on YouTube and a lot of backtesting. I'm still long. Good luck, bro. I mean, the original OB is still holding, so it's possible. Took the same break even and went again in and lost 1R. That happens. Why they're so slow? I don't know. It's tough to say, man. There she goes, huh? I mean, we'll see. Maybe we'll get another protraction model before it gets to the buy side target. So if we get something like this, we can try. Hopefully it gives us something. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, these equal highs were really clean, right? These equal highs were really clean. Like, this is just sloppy, though. Like, it really went from nowhere. Not a single imbalance was respected. It's definitely high resistance. We'll see if we get a protraction model, and then hopefully we can execute, one more attempt at the buy side. It would be nice. Say we trade into this fair value gap here, or whatever, any fair value gap here. We get an OB, so something like this. Well, we just take that. The risk would be better anyways because we can take 2 micros. Then we can at least partial and manage the trade rather than just break even and hope. We shall see. Can we get a protraction model? Next candle trades down. And then if we close above here, We execute. Although I don't like that 1030 has no bottom wick, really. But let's see. I'd still trust it because the narrative's strong. So if we enter this fair value gap, which we are right now, we close above this candle. That's a bullish order block. We can get a 28-point stop, 2 micro trade. Over here, 3 micro trade. And we can, yeah, take a pretty solid trade then. Why's it gotta be a no wick candle? Alright, now go. Now go up. Go, brother, go. And to be honest, I think this might actually go lower, but I'll still execute if it. The reason I think it might go lower is because this is just too, like, how do you call this? Like, this is not a clean signature that price is gonna move higher. This is, what is this? Consolidation, move higher, take the short-term high, break down. It's not the cleanest. We kind of have an SMT right here, like a 15-second one, something like this. Anyways, we know the drill. If we get the closure above, ES inversion, maybe NQ order block, we execute, target the buy side from opening range. We call it a day. That would probably be the last trade of morning session for me. Keep going. Go strong. The higher it goes, the better, if I'm being honest. Nope. Nothing yet. I actually think this might go lower. I think this goes lower. Boom, 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 boom. Right back into consolidation. Nothing nice about it. I even take this order block. It's so sloppy, man. It's so sloppy. It really is. Why do you gotta do this to me? A no wick candle, mega consolidation. Protraction model. Not a clean one. If we get the OB and the inversion, We're gonna have an S&T at the high now. I really don't think I can take this. I really don't think I can. If you're bullish and you're still convinced, you can take this. In my opinion, this was so clean. The S&T at the high makes a super red flag. Looks like it might go anyways. Yeah, we broke the S&T. Yeah, it looks like this might go straight to the buy side. It is what it is. Just unfortunate. It's hard to trust it when it forms that way. Obviously, in hindsight now. Seems like it will probably play out. But we'll see. Maybe it'll give us another opportunity in the macro. Something like this. I would take that. YM is making lower lows. That's crazy. That's awful, man. This is tough. Anyone selling along? There she goes. There she goes. Tough one, but it is what it is. How'd you find your own model? I backtested a whole bunch, and I watched ICT. Can you give us some TPs if you were long? The buy side right here, and ES all-time highs as a runner. Feel about the run be a good sign, right? Yeah, no, this is good. No, this is. I think this is probably gone. 1050 macro still coming, so maybe we can get a little piece of the pie inside that macro. We're forming a 3 minutes pretty clean. I would love that 3 minute if we got something like this. They want to give that to us. That'd be nice. We got one break even trade. Three-minute closes. Hopefully it comes back down. We did put a high end, so maybe we do come back down. Please don't take that high yet. Okay, coming down slightly. 15-minute PO3 idea. Yeah, I know, it's like so obviously bullish, it's just the delivery is so tough. But it is what it is, part of the game. I mean, we caught wins this week. Delivery was nice. It's not going to be nice every day. Okay. 3-minute, perhaps. Currently, there's an SMT there, but hopefully NQ can get there as well. Really? That's how we're moving? It's going to make me take what? Is there a 2-minute in there? It's going to make me take the SMT? The SMT OB? I mean, that's a tough trade to take. I'm going to be honest. That's a tough trade to take. I don't think I can execute that. But someone could if they wanted to. Whoa. We just watch. All we're gonna have to do is I don't think it's gonna give anything. We just watch. ES is behind. We might drop if we take the buy side on NQ. Or ES can NQ. The thing is, it looks like NQ is behind or ES is behind, but it's really not. This is actually NQ's way of catching up on the daily. Remember that. NQ's all ES is all the way up here, so you know, definitely not behind. Must be painful. Nah, it is what it is. Can't complain. Sometimes it goes our way, sometimes it doesn't. At least we didn't lose. Yeah, if you really wanted, you could hold longs until ES reaches all-time highs. Just depends where your stop is, though. What time frame do you use? Pretty much all of them. TPT, solid option. What made you take that 1-minute FEG? Which 1-minute FEG? I didn't take. This is a tape read. I am not in this trade. Ever take this OB? Squeezed out at 1.7. Edging right now. TP at 2. Your TP is 727, that body high. Sure. Didn't you take all-time high already today? I'm pretty sure it left equal highs by one tick. If would you hold if NQ hit the high, but EF didn't go out? You got to take the bulk of your position off, in my opinion. That's what I would do. But you can leave runners. Guy, did I have to wait 2 minutes to stay on alpha? No, you're good. You're good, bro. There was no red folder today. Unless you traded like 8:30, 8:32 a.m. or something. You're in the same trade, you close it? Yeah, that's fine, bro. Nothing wrong with that, brother. Yeah, me too. I mean, I got break even too. It is what it is. We'll just see if we had the right idea. Previous week's high is possible. Yes, you can trade it in London session. Absolutely, you can trade it in London session. First payout secured, Gatie. Appreciate you, brother. Well done. Are they gonna give it to us in the macro? Yeah, I do watch UFC. Someone said huge sell-off now. I don't know about that. Videos at 179. We may even get an entry here. We can get an OB. Maybe our patience can be rewarded. Or we lose. That would suck. 1.64. Stop at the OB low. We can squeeze out a 2R here. 1050 macro, 1 minute fair value gap, 1 minute OB. I mean, I've taken this trade many times. It's the classic macro setup. Apex at 90% now? Because there's not really any. I mean, we could get the 5 minute all the way down here. But we'll see whether or not we get the OB. Brother, you missed today. Don't get FOMO and turn PC off. This isn't FOMO. This is a protraction model, if it forms. FOMO would be if we got above this buy side pool, and then a model formed, and I took that. That would be FOMO. Buy side target still there. I'm happy to execute in my window if it forms. Win or lose, just like before, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I think the 2 minute chart's really clean here. That's going to take too long to form. If we can get a good fill. We can squeeze out a pretty solid trade. It would have to come back. It would have to tick down. I'm not going to take it at 1.5R. 3 micro trade. In what scenario you disrespect every get backward? If it's a protraction model, I use inversions and order blocks. Reversal model, I use CIST breaker block. It's an SMT here. The risk reward is not good enough. You might as well enter. Hell no, bro. This is not even like 1R right now. Okay, barely 1R basically. It's not worth the risk anymore. You don't have to have your TB at the highs. I had to take something off at the highs. So it wouldn't make sense. It's 5 harb if you full par. That's funny. You think Enki will take all-time highs? That's a hard one to see. That's a hard one. Not today. It's possible we get there though. Why don't you follow your earlier protraction? This one? Because of the SMT that formed at the exact same time. Too good tape read though? Yeah, it's fine. You should learn standard deviations. Too good tape, yeah, what it is. Just partial. If I partial at the high, the average trade risk to reward will be less than 1. So that means, sure, if I take it this time, sure, it might hit TP, and obviously that's better than 0. But if I keep taking trades like that, I'm not going to be profitable. You have to understand that. If I keep taking trades where I'm partialing under 1 risk to reward, it's not going to be profitable long term, you know? It's just not. So you really got to be cautious in what you're selecting here. On standard deviations, great tool. I use them. Yeah, we took 1 trade, break even. Couple protractions formed, nothing clean, all hard to trust. How do you trail your stop? On the next protraction model that forms. Just get to September. It'll be fine. Hopefully things get easier. What's your win percent with protraction? Protraction model has like a 65. Do you think September will have better? I don't think August was that bad, but yeah, I think September should be cleaner, hopefully. What do you think about top and bottom tick models with low risk, high risk reward? Good. If that's how you like to trade. Same. Every model's the same, bro. You could ask me any model. You could trade bullish flags and bearish flags, and I would give you the same answer. Solid. You know, you can't. There's no bad model out there, in my opinion, unless you have a proven model that can't be profitable. You guys stopped me out and ran. Yeah, it is what it is. Can't get FOMO. I'm sure a lot of people caught the move. I'm sure a lot of people got break even. Can you trade London with Apex? Yes, sir. Every model's working. The trader knows what you got. Yeah. Realistically, you don't even need a model. All you really need is like you could trade off displacement alone. Realistically, like it went up, you're bullish. All right, buy. You manage your risk, you'll be fine. Why are you waiting on this trade I jumped in 30 minutes ago? If only I could be like you, bro. If only you were live streaming and I was watching you, then maybe I would have caught it just like you, bro. How can I make my psychic like you? Watch my psychology videos on YouTube. I was in the trade, we got stopped break even, and then there's just not enough conviction for me in these trades. I might journal it as a missed trade. Maybe I started focusing too much on what was happening on the 1 minute, not realizing that the bigger picture is this low is still safe and we're still likely to take this high. So in hindsight, sure, maybe we should have taken these protraction models that formed, but it's just not a high probability trade, you know? It is not. The setup is not there. I would give this like a B. You're buying on an SMT after all this choppy consolidation, no move below 1030, just before the macro. It's not the best trade for me, you know? So is it a mistrade? I don't think it's a mistrade. I think it's just me choosing to not execute. Like, look how long this is taking. How have we still not run the buy side, man? It took us like, okay, let's even talk about this high. It took us 16 minutes to get down there. It took us almost an hour to get back. What is this, bro? Where's the equality here, man? It's like, there's no equality. It took us 16 minutes to go down. It took us 1 hour to get back up. And we're still not even there yet. No, you're right. It's only a couple ticks. It's literally 6 points. So if you're risking $12 a micro just to not get the... If you've been in this long for a while and you haven't taken off anything, to be fair, this could run pretty far though. Why don't you take short from the first that we sweat? Why didn't I take a short here? Because I was bullish. When are you getting on for PM? 2 PM, but I don't stream PM. What time can you take a payout on alpha? What account is it, brother? I mean, we're up in stocks good today. 50K 0. As soon as the consistency target is updated, you can do it. As soon as the consistency rule updates. Or the winning day updates. We took one long break even. What was I going to do? Yeah, the stock positions. The stock positions are booming, I ain't gonna lie. CLS was a snipe. Even Palantir entry was a pretty good snipe. You could buy this inversion. You can actually squeeze out a 2 risk to reward trade here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. You could maybe squeeze out a 2 risk to reward trade here. Buy the LB. If it inverses, then it doesn't count. We soup this low, close above. Thank you, didn't take my buy limit. What it is? I have a problem with taking a long and a premium and taking a short and a discount. Have you experienced that? It sounds like to me you're not exactly sure what you're looking for to take a trade. I think the biggest, most simple mistake that traders make, the most simple thing that you can literally improve today, is just plan the trades that you take. Don't just show up and be like, oh, we took buy side short. Oh, we took sell side long. That's not how the market moves. I mean, yeah, to an extent. But you want to plan your trades in advance. Plan your trades in advance. You'll see more success. Because listen, there's only one high probability, higher time frame narrative, right? And that's what I was trying to say. Like, and maybe that's why you could argue that this is a missed trade. Going into today, there was only one high probability, higher time frame narrative, and that was long. That's it. It could have sold off today, but it doesn't matter, because if it doesn't matter if the higher, if I look at the higher time frame and I say, okay, the probability states it's more likely to go up than down, then why would I look for shorts intraday? Even if we swept buy side, even if we have a beautiful setup, it just does not make sense. The probabilities are not in your favor on the higher time frame. Intraday means, like, say the 1 minute chart. Which vid of yours should I watch for that? Watch the full playlist one. It's called the Gems PO3 system. The full video, 30-minute video, 35-minute video or something. Yeah, this was funded next. Got stopped out of the first position. What exactly gave me the bias for longs? Pretty simple. ES all-time high is like a super magnet. That's the main reason. If you want more 808, even on GatieTrades, bro, you copy me. The main reason was ES all-time high is a really, really strong magnet. Everything else was pretty simple. Tuesday's low is protected, probability-wise. It's not actually for sure protected, but probability states Tuesday's low is unlikely to get taken. And going into the day, we're bullish. So we have bullish order flow intraday. Daily power of 3 says higher. Daily order flow says higher. Weekly power of 3 says higher. And the draw is a super magnet. So it makes no sense. Oh, we took buy side. We got a 1 minute market structure shit. Did you just forget everything else? You know? There's so many factors here telling you that it's more likely. Yes, it could have went lower, but it's about probabilities. It's about probabilities. Weekly power of 3 says most likely higher. Daily power of 3 says most likely higher. Intraday order flow and higher time frame order flow say most likely higher. And we have a super magnet in all-time highs on the S&P 500. Super magnet. There's a 15-minute bullish fair value gap here that I'm annotating. And then we enter discount. So then at what point, what more do you want to see, you know? And like I said, it could have sold off today, and I simply would have said, okay, no problem. I didn't see this coming. And that's it. I don't have to lose money if I'm wrong. You know? It's not like my model didn't form long anywhere here. Actually, it did form long here at 942. But that's a super red flag long. Like, I would never take this, not in backtest, because there's just no way you're longing 942. So besides 942, there's no other model that formed. So it just protects me. Simply protects me. But if you're looking at both sides, you're going to see shorts here. You're going to see longs here. And you're most likely going to get stopped out. It's too much. Only reason I was looking for shorts are those clean equal lows at yesterday's PM low. I understand that narrative, and that's totally fine if you have that narrative. I'd recommend you start looking at the daily power 3. Someone said, do I look at midnight open? Yeah, that's a big point. I look at midnight open significantly. Because midnight open holds so much value. Midnight open, think about it like this. This is the best way I can explain midnight open. Imagine you go to a trading floor and everyone shows up and they got their tickets and they want to buy stuff. Midnight open, whatever the price is at that time, at midnight, everyone shows up at midnight. The first price that's posted on the board, that's midnight open. That's a pretty significant price level at that time. This is the first price level. That's the first pricing that was offered. So obviously, if you came at midnight, think about it like this. You came at midnight. I'll go start running at midnight. People start buying at midnight or selling, whatever. The first price, if we go below that, that's a discount. That's a discount price. It's cheaper than when it was when it started. And if it goes above, well, that's a premium. So that's the idea. 8:30 open is the same thing, but for New York kill zone. So imagine you trade New York. You jump in. You're like, all right, let's start the day. And then 8:30. That's the first price you see. So obviously, if we can go below 8:30 opening price, well, then you know that's a discount because it's below what it first started at. The best setups will always form below. It's also just a power of 3 concept. Every single trade, where are you going to get the most expansion? Let's say price is going to take this green line right here. Where are you going to get the best probable trades risk to reward wise? If the candle does this and you buy down here, or anything else, it just gets less and less risk to reward wise. So you can be wrong a couple times when you buy below the open, but if you catch it once, your risk to reward is going to be way better, you know? You could long this. I'm not going to long this. I'm not going to touch this. We're just going to leave this, but someone could long this. It's not for me. You can squeeze out 2 risk to reward. 13-point stop, 2 risk to reward setup. We'll just sit here and watch for a bit. You have to reach all-time high? Eventually. Did you see Powell's model when he just used to sell it by the minute? Okay. No. Anything below midnight, anything I look for buyers, anything but map a reason? You saying you want the reason behind that? Because I told you anything below is considered cheap. Previous week's high is possible. You think yes will reach all-time high in this move? It's hard to say what'll happen after NQ takes this buy side, but I do think it's likely. So if I had a trade running, I would definitely leave a runner because it's worth it. Because look how much you can cover with that runner. I mean, that's like 10 points. So like in terms of NQ, say you had a runner, say you were to take a partial here. Let me do some math. It's 0.09. 0.09. So you got there. That's an extra 0.8. That'd be like a $50 runner per micro. Yeah, maybe that's not worth it, to be honest. I'd probably full close. It's not even worth the runner because it really can't go that far. Damn. Apex has 90% off, boys. And there she goes. So sloppy. It's unfortunate, but listen, there's gonna be more days like this. We're gonna have. We got months to go, and we'll put that on shorts after sweeping the high. That, in my opinion, is FOMO. How much for the Apex activation fee? 50K count is 140. So Apex will make it 99%. Just, we got a question. Are sessions really important because my setups happen in London? I can't trade. Sessions are important, but you can trade whatever time you got to trade. For my last trade, I got it and traded myself up to break even because I was just not interested in losing after two break even trades before counting my profit. It would be like that, bro. You know what's funny? It would be like that, Lori. But then if you didn't do that, you might have lost. Like, it's like one of those ones, bro. You just kind of have to do what's right enough times. You just have to do what you're supposed to do enough times to finally see the reward. That's what trading is. Are you on Apex? I do use Apex, yeah. Which stocks are you trading? This is Nasdaq, but that's not what stocks I'm trading. I'm in CLS, Palantir, and Hood. What are you expecting from September? Not gonna lie, August was great for me. Yeah, August was pretty good for me too. September should be fine too. I mean, Apex 90% where? On Apex, bro. Why are you streaming your job? I like the content. Makes it a little bit more interesting. I like keeping everything journaled and tracked. So, which code? You can use my code. Was $900 away from passing, now minus 1,000 on the day. That would happen. I'd watch my psychology videos. Apex for CFDs. Apex is futures. My code said 80. Really? Does it say 80 right now? One Intix has $38 to count 3-day payouts. Interesting. I used it before. Oh no, 90% just came. 90% just. 90% just went live, bro. What's your code, Gatie? Could someone check for me on Apex? I thought you meant today. Apex has the activation fee deal as well? Wait, the activation fee. Oh my god, $85 activation fees? Yo, that's a snipe, bro. That's a steal. That's a steal. I'm gonna be straight up. That is a steal. $17 for an eval and an $85 activation fee. That's a steal. I'm gonna be honest. That's a steal. My entry was so clean. I already got every single account $85 activation fee. Apex. We were so right about today. There she goes. ES will probably reach all time high because that's pretty speedy. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Well, we took the long. We got break even. There were a couple protraction models that formed. We tape read them. There was one here. Pretty much every single one ended up playing out. And there was one here, which also played out. Actually, this one would have stopped you out. So 2 out of the 3 would have played out. Just was not the cleanest delivery. I lost conviction after seeing this consolidation. We should have still trusted the narrative that this low was safe and all-time high on ES was the objective and the buy side was the objective. But it is what it is. At least we didn't lose. And we can trade the PM session or tomorrow or the next week after that and try to take another trade like this because this was a really good trade idea. You know what's sad too? We got stopped out on literally the low. Like we got stopped out on the low of the retracement. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's put this in the journal. It's a tough one, a little bit of a tough one, but you know what? We've been through way worse. Yeah, we got to get some Apex accounts. Trading journal. All right. So Thursday, show you guys how I journal in the Discord. Thursday, August 28th, AM session. Trade 1. It was a protraction model long. M2 FEG. M1 OB. ES all-time high DOL. Slash AM buy side DOL slash previous day high DOL. That trade was inside the 950 macro. Results, break even. Notes, should have entered the protraction models after getting stop break even. I let the 1 minute dictate my narrative when in reality so that's the reality. What I'm journaling here is this low is so highly probable to be the low of session. And if that's the case, then it doesn't make any sense for me to not trade the protraction model that formed, you know? Delivery was sloppy, but have to understand that's normal. Entire time frame narrative takes precedence. Like a $17 50K account. I think someone said $37 250K account. Although, to be honest, I would just get the 50K, but I guess it's just preference. Yeah, well, that's it. You know, it is what it is. Take care, Ryan. I think it's crashing, bro. I think it's just you. I'm in long. Should I get out already? I mean, you could leave runners. Talking about nice, bro. How to join your Discord? It's free in the bio, brother. Can you speak on how you handle losing days? Same way I handle my winning days, bro. Nothing different. Why is it so probable? Because the higher time frame narrative, daily power 3, weekly power 3, 930 power 3, all states as this low is likely to be probable. It's not working when I try to enter. You have to click open in browser. TikTok doesn't let you go right away. If you join the YouTube stream, you can just click the link. It'll take you right to it. In TikTok, you have to click open in browser. So the 3 dots, then open in browser, then it'll let you in. It'll take you to the, it's a free Discord. How do you know if I can trade on my Alpha Futures account while still waiting for payout approval? Yeah, I mean, you literally can't. It'll come back once the payout's accepted. It's not even possible to place a trade. Once they activate it again, then you can trade it again. How many losses it took to build your patience, though? It's insane. Patience was not built after losses. Patience was built after realizing exactly what I need to look for a trade that I'm confident to risk money on. That's what builds patience, in my opinion. I'm on holiday. Can I request a payout? Sure. Why not? Is this micro Nasdaq? Yes, it is from Alpha. Yeah. Why not? I mean, if you're eligible. Bearish SMT and resting equal lows. Yeah. We'll probably take out these equal lows. Looks like it's a strong draw. 15-minute bearish for value gap in there as well. So this is micro Nasdaq. We're thinking about top step. Solid firm. Why your chart is 10 minutes ahead of mine? Because I have real-time data. To trade futures, you need real-time data. Do you think still Nasdaq will continue higher? On the higher time frame or right now? On the higher time frame, if we close like this, if we close above, then yeah, I do. I think ES can make higher highs on all-time high, and then NQ can maybe reach here. My point of futures, pretty solid firm. What's a good firm? I mean, my favorite firm is Alpha Futures. How do you get real-time data? You can get it with TradingView. It's like $5 a month, but then you also have to get TradingView subscription, cheapest one. So in total, like $20. You could trade US 100. Yeah, you could. It's gonna be a little bit different, but it's not a big deal. What do you think of PDR strategy? I don't know what his strategy is, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much just the same as ICT 2022 mentorship. What messages are you reading? TikTok and YouTube. Well, you've been to 90% of it. Top solid. Dumping no trade. I'm buying Apex on your code, only $18. Appreciate you, bro. Best ICT videos to watch? 2022 mentorship is its best. The activation fee is lifetime too, so even if you take 3 weeks to pass, it's gonna stay forever. How long have you been profitable for? Tough question to ask. I feel like I've been profitable since day one. Although I had a lot of losses, a lot of blown accounts, we still managed to pull through at least break even or net profit. How long have I been trading like this? I don't know. I genuinely feel like I'm improving every single month. So, did you code on Apex or Alpha? I have a code with both, but right now the 90% off is with Apex. Which another? Yeah, that's Apex. $18 50K account. That's Apex. What's gonna happen if that line Hit? No, I was just saying it's likely to go down there because of the equal lows and taking the buy side. Oh, the CS short taking because I'm trying to get 2.82 Nice, bro. Yeah. I have mental issues when I'm in profit. I could call this solution. The easiest solution is watch my greed video. Listen, I'm gonna put you guys on. Listen, the people who stayed this far in stream, make sure I have no orders open. If you stayed this far in stream, then it means you're probably locked in. I need you guys to go to my YouTube. This isn't even me trying to boost my channel. I genuinely don't care. Don't like the video, don't comment, don't subscribe. I don't care. Go to my YouTube channel and watch this series. Greed, fear, discipline, and accountability. Watch them in order. Accountability first, then discipline, then fear, and then greed. And I think the next one will be patient. You'd be surprised. I promise you, you will be surprised. Even if you think you're locked in, you will be surprised. You will be surprised. Look, this guy even left a comment. Didn't think I needed this series, but it definitely opened my eyes to some of my bad habits. You want a video on protected highs and lows? We can do that. I have a video on protected highs and lows. It's in my CS Gem PO3 series. Where do you expect your next strategy to be based on your model? I mean, if 1130 does this, you can go long and target this high from the 15-minute bullish fair value gap if it gets respected. That's probably the best setup that will form. I won't be taking it because I'm going to be hopping off. But if it forms, 15-minute fair value gap, if we get an inversion here, that could qualify a protraction model. I got 3 qualified 0 accounts. Can I get 3? No, just 3 is the max with alpha. What made you so sure it was bullish? SPX was lagging at the start. Everyone thinks S&P is the one lagging. Guys, go to the higher time frame. I promise you, ES is not the one that's lagging. It's NQ. Look at the daily chart. Why does this always do that? NQ, ES is trading at all-time highs, all the way up here. ES is all the way up here, 400 points away. Nasdaq is the one that's behind. That's 1. 2, like I said, the weekly power of 3, the daily power of 3, the intraday order flow, and the higher time frame order flow. Everything was pointing higher. What's the best amount to risk? The best amount is subjective. My best amount is 150. Keep it nice and steady. Easy to get payouts. If I lose, no worries. If I win, payouts easy. Nice and simple. Simple game plan. Well, boys. Pretty solid day. Can't complain. I will trade the PM session. See if we can, get a little something. 1 hour maybe. I appreciate you guys coming through. And I will see you guys live tomorrow. No, I don't go live on TikTok. I trade PM on my phone usually. I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow. Alpha Capital Group is solid. Same time tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Good day today, guys. Good day today. If you held that trade, well done. In hindsight, maybe it would have been the best thing just to leave the stop. But realistically, nah. Did we form a protraction model? We actually didn't form a single protraction model. Until we did, then it played out well. So, it is what it is. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. I risk 150 on my 50K alphas. Discord name, it's in the description, brother. What's a protraction model? Alright, last question. I got you, bro. That's a protraction model. Discord's in the description, brother. Eval? What do you mean eval? 50K eval? I risk 750 on an eval. Anywhere from 500 to 750. Can trading be a full-time job to make you rich? Of course, but it's going to take a while to get there.